I'm going to get into ZeitGeist again. And why am I talking about this? Well, number one, when the film came out, well, here I'm about to cover it all right now, but no, I'm going to do it next hour. When the film came out, it made fun of Christians and, you know, was just really savage towards Christians particularly, not just religion in general, but religion in general. And a lot of my film footage, a lot of clips from my films were used in it. And I decided not to weigh in on it. I decided to leave it alone and to not attack the maker of it. And then I got attacked for my footage being in it by Christians who were establishment types, you know, good at judging. Because my footage was in there when I had no control over that. And then the new ZeitGeist came out, and Jason Burmis, who, you know, is not really a religious guy, called me up about 2 weeks ago, and he said, about 3 weeks ago, he said, have you seen this? He goes, oh my gosh, it's total New World Order. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, you got to see it. And because Jason really has studied the New World Order, he studied their theosophic Luciferian religion. And he said, man, this is everything we've heard before. This is like high-level UN religion stuff. This is what the big guys are into. He says, you got to watch it. So a couple of days later, I saw a link to it on one of my comment pages on InfoWars. So I sat back and watched about 80% of it with the phones ringing and, you know, also taking care of business at night. I kind of halfway watched it, and I was like, man, I've heard all of this before from H.G. Wells and from the Theosophic Society and from Masonic organizations. And I said, well, I'll just, you know, make a comment on it. That I think the guy's nice, and overall it has some good messages about the banking system and the 9/11, but this is kind of scary, and maybe we should warn these guys that they may, you know, be going down a primrose path here. And then I did cover it, and then, boy, I got attacked about how I'm an idiot Texan and I'm a knuckle-dragging Christian. And folks, I mean, I'm not tooting my horn, but we don't just make films about things. We predict them before they happen. You know, I bring on experts, Nobel Prize winners, people from wide ranges of industry and society, and they're always amazed at my generalist knowledge. And that doesn't really come from being innately some type of genius. It comes from hard study and researching world systems. And I don't put on an affected, fake intellectual accent, and I don't wear sandals and have dreadlocks. I'm not saying you're bad if you have sandals and dreadlocks. I'm just saying I don't put on airs. But I always love the pseudo-intellectuals who are just into talking like this. And then they attack me as just, you know, you piece of garbage Christian, you're a moron, you don't have any right to comment on this because you're an idiot because you're a Christian. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute, I'm not even judging you and saying you're a bad person because you're attacking Christianity. I'm just saying I see a lot of New World Order symbolism and Illuminati terminology here. In fact, it's dripping with it, both films. And I want to critique this and comment on it. And just saying I'm a moron because I'm a Christian. I mean, there have been Christians who have invented hundreds of thousands of famous inventions and technologies and, you know, systems. And, I mean, to say because somebody's a Hindu or they're a Christian or they're a Muslim, they're automatically dumb or stupid is really asinine. And so the people that are supporting the parts of ZeitGeist 1 and 2 that I don't agree with, they never counter any of the evidence of the information we bring forward. They just say, look, you aren't allowed to comment because you are a religionist. You believe in, you know, something more than just what we limited, you know, perceive with our five senses. Well, then last night I decided to do a couple hours of research, and I have done a great disservice. I have been too nice about ZeitGeist. I did not I mean, it didn't pass the smell test, but then I finally looked in the trash can and rumbled around in it, and I'm going to do some more, and it is pure Illuminati New World Order, 110%. And an attempt to co-opt the giant liberty movement that, like it or not, was started by Christians who shattered the left-right paradigm and saw the system and basically started this entire revolution that we see today because they had discernment and understanding. I don't mean the phony pulpit prostitutes of the New World Order people. So I was too nice, and I'm going to do several weeks of research on and off in between filmmaking, having a big event coming up next week, doing the radio shows, trying to finish up the radio and TV studios we're building. I'm going to do even more research, and I'm going to make like a 20-minute documentary for the web to deal with it because it has to be dealt with. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2 hours of research last night, I found out that the guy at the beginning and the end of the film alone was the world Christ of the Theosophic Society and Blavatsky and then her acolytes, and then he went around the world as the Christ, the universal Christ, for world government, and that this is the highest UN Luciferian capstone group. Now, maybe the maker of this doesn't know that, Peter Joseph, but I doubt that because there's pyramids, there's constant clips. In fact, let's just do part of this now, and the rest is coming up next hour. Play that clip, the new ZeitGeist clip. I sent you, John. Now, I mean, and the films are riddled with this. Now, this is what I'm saying. Listen to me, ZeitGeist acolytes, Z-Day stormtroopers. Listen to me. The whole thing is religious. It is religious. They believe it's a reincarnation sun group, sun cult. These are Lucifer worshipers. I mean, this is incredible. Right in our face. So, and again, I hadn't really researched it. I just saw the new one and was like, man, this is some New World Order stuff. And then I was basically told, oh, you're not an intellectual. You can't even grasp it. So you're mindless if you believe in, quote, any religion, but the one true religion, which is what Albert Pike and Blavatsky and the rest of them put out. So let's go ahead and play this clip.
Morality, but the fact of the matter is, joy comes from that bliss of connectedness. That's our God spirit. That's that side of ourselves that really feels it. You can feel it deep inside. It's this amazing, wonderful feeling. And you know it when you get it. You don't get it from money. You get it from connection.
God spirit? So I knew that I watched the new one and went, woo, man, that stinks. But they mix in 9/11 truth, mix in the monetary fraud of the private Federal Reserve running its scam, and they blamed that on free market. I was like, woo, man, that stinks. Hey, did you know that, A, B, and C's really connected to what New World Order acolytes have always put out, and we've heard all this before, and withering away of the state and eradicating classes. And I said yesterday, what happens if somebody doesn't want to, be part of this brave new world? He said, well, they'll be reconditioned, re-educated. Yesterday, re-educated. Re-education, withering away of states, eradication of the class system. There's a comment about, things that are bad and the family stuck in the middle of it. And then there's denials about all that. But listen, it's over. I demand the Zeitgeist worshipers tell me why the Blavatsky cult, Theosophic Society, Universal Christ, I demand to know how I'm bad because I believe in Jesus Christ, and then, but I've got to, no religion exists, nothing's real but your Christ. I mean, this is unbelievable. And I've got it all here in front of me. Alice Bailey, all of them. I mean, this is the official, the only religion the UN gave headquarters at the UN facilities worldwide. I mean, this is the Illuminati religion. And throughout it are religious comments, and they tell us none of your religions are real. You're all stupid, fools, unintellectual for being into religion, and then it's dripping with religion. filled with religion. But again, I don't speak with a lisp or go, so I'm not allowed to have an opinion. I'm just some ancient, old tradition, mindless Christian, but just coldly, intellectually, scientifically, you go and look at who these people are and what they push, and the name of it, the Venus Project, which is the morning star, which is what Lucifer's called. All of it, every single bit of it. And I'm sorry, I stand against Z-Day.